So, if you're watching this, this is Let's Play through number 4. And of course, it's Friday, so happy Pi Day Friday to you. And if, in fact, anyone is actually watching this Let's Play series, special thank you to you. And especially if you're watching these long-ass gaming videos with my commentary, it really means a lot to me because this channel, let's be honest, is kind of dead. But anyways, in this video, I'm going to be giving my own opinion about lore within the game of Skyrim. So, many people ask me, which side do I normally choose? Imperial or Stormcloak? I go Stormcloak 99% of the time. Mainly because my ancestors fought the Romans in Germany. German Celts, were just trying to farm and have their own culture. And in come these, freaking Romans that subjugate all the different tribes and chieftains of the Germanic Celts. And they're imposing their imperial will on Germany. Let's see, So that's where this kind of rings home for me historically, because the Empire is like Rome. The Empire controls, I think, according to the lore of Skyrim, most of Skyrim, and they think they have control and power over the culture of the Nords of Skyrim, which they don't, and they don't have the right to control that culture. Of course, if you look at the Empire, they want to ban the worship of Talos, which that if anyone is telling anyone that you can't worship your god that you choose, those people can get bent, and that's a reason for war and just confederacy and rising up. Because I don't care if it's imperial or even, United States government or anyone else for that matter. If someone's telling you can't worship the god you choose or have your own faith, that instantly is a form of aggression that cannot be ignored. And with the Stormcloaks, it's that exact reason why they're rising up against the Empire, because they think they can tell these Stormcloaks, you can't worship, you can't have faith in this god or a god, right? And they think they have control over the culture and rights of the Nords. And, a lot of people will insert modern politics into this and say, oh, it's a white nationalist, tribalist message. No, fuck you. It's just, everyone has a right to freedom. And in Germany, they have a saying, Freiheit er Vaterland, which is freedom, honor, fatherland. And if you're being denied one of these three things, that's not exactly, that ain't right.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend. Did he now?
And of course, the Nords are caught in a civil war. There's some that side with the Empire, and there's quite a few that side with the Stormcloaks.
What do you make of all this? If Ulfric were to attack Whiterun?
As in all things, Lord, caution. I urge us to wait and see.
And it's almost likened into the Northern Ireland situation, right? Where you have the English and the Anglos saying that Northern Ireland is their territory. It's theirs, but yet it's still named Northern Ireland.
Time to challenge Ulfric to
Makes you think, And of course, the Imperials are kind of like the English. And of course, if you follow American history, the Americans revolted against the English crown because they got sick of some asshole in England taxing and telling the people what they could and couldn't do, And that was the point of the Pilgrims and the people who came over to America in the first place, to create their own land and their own sovereignty. So, within context of Skyrim, the Nords and the Stormcloaks want their own sovereignty. They want their own king. They don't want this puppet Dalmor, queen or king, this bitch to an oppressive system that's denying them their faith and their culture. That's just no go. And that's why I can't bring myself to place the Imperials ever or side with the Imperials because, me naturally, that the idea of going to war against my own people and religion, in context of a real world event, I wouldn't do that. Not even a million years. Not even if there was a chance of being tortured or killed. I would not prescribe or side with a side that's denying people their culture, faith, and religion.
The Jarls weren't asked. I've made up my mind, even if my advisors are still squabbling.
And of course, people will say the Stormcloaks can't. I've had debates about this before where they say the Stormcloaks can't stand up to the Thalmor. Yeah, no. They could invade Nord territories in Skyrim, but I doubt they could hold that territory for long, especially if the Nords and the Stormcloaks adopt asymmetric warfare. It doesn't matter how many Thalmor elves invade Skyrim. It's not gonna go like that. It just ain't. So there's an in-depth rant of why I choose Stormcloaks most times over Imperials because I identify with the Stormcloak cause and I'm pretty sympathetic to it. And of course, another real-world situation would be like the American Civil War, where it kind of mimics this very situation. You have the Army of the Potomac, the Yankees, the Northerners, regardless of context to law and situation, the Northerners, Yankees, were trying to tell the South how to run their shit and what they could and couldn't do within their own home and territorial rights. And of course, the North started raising an army to invade the South. So what was the South and the Confederacy to do in America? They responded to this aggression, right? The Confederates decided to raise their own army, and it was war that cost the lives of over 600,000 human beings. And in that very situation, regardless of political context and states' rights and all that, no one is so important that they can deny the rights to another. And the history books get the Civil War wrong. The South, the majority of the South and the Confederacy was not fighting for slavery. The people who owned slaves was less than 1%. The rest of the 98% didn't own slaves, didn't care much for slavery, to be honest. But since history books are written by the victor, aka the Yankees and the Northerners, they say the South was fighting for slavery, but at the end of the day, they weren't. They were just trying to fight for their own liberty, freedom, and to defend their own homes from a bunch of invading Yankee assholes. And again, that's where this correlates to Skyrim quite well, because who are the Imperials? These bunch of goose-stepping pricks from like a few countries downwind of, Skyrim, of the Nord homeland, thinking they have dominion over their territory, home, and culture. So again, hopefully you're enjoying this overly outrageous rant, in my opinion, about this. Again, that's why I side with the Stormcloaks. Because the very thought of just betraying my people, my home, is absolutely fucking atrocious. Especially if the Empire is allied and has a peace deal with dirty Thalmor elves. So it's worse than England. It'd be like if England got taken over by Russia and England was trying to tell America what to do, right?
Speak with Ulfric. He's expecting word.
Damn, Tullius. Then I was wrong about him.
Plus, Stormcloak is a cooler king than whatever septum asshole was back there in the Imperial homeland.
Give the word, my lord, and Whiterun is yours.
Oh, but he killed the High King of Skyrim, yeah. Well, the High King shouldn't have been Thalmor biatch.
Is any man ever ready to give the order?
So now we're going to invade Whiterun.
No. But neither is every man able to give that order when he must. But you are that man, Ulfric. You've been that man before, and you'll be him again. And these
Plus, Galmar here
they call themselves
gives off a mountain man vibe, and you know, back in California, I knew a family friend that was a mountain man, and those are pretty straight up, honest to God, good people. So again, I have more in common and can relate to the Stormcloaks. That's probably another reason why I choose the Stormcloaks, because there's elements within the Stormcloaks that I can easily relate to and identify with.
We are ready, and I might be old.
Plus, it's cooler to be a Confederate and a rebel than it is to be a loyalist, just lapdog, let's be honest.
I'm sure you could do it too.
Of course, I'm saying that while I swore fealty to Ulfric Stormcloak, so that's kind of funny.
Send the word. A new day is dawning, and the sun rises over Whiterun.
Aye, and the sons of Skyrim will greet that dawn, teeth and swords flashing.
So it begins. Make haste to our camp in Whiterun. I want you on the front lines. I have a feeling about you. Your place is on that battlefield. I need you there. Fight well or die.
Plus, the Greymanes, I did a stream where I did the quest where we saved Therald, Greymane, and I can relate to the Greymanes more than the Battleborns. Because again, in the context of the story, we have these Imperials that have given over a Nord citizen to the Thalmor to be tortured at the hands of a foreign power. So this is an empire that's supposed to represent and protect the rights of the Nords? Yeah, right here, dude. Of course, I'm a very opinionated person, and yeah, I'm also, you know, kind of playing that up a bit for entertainment purposes in this video. So if you've watched 12 minutes into this video, that's pretty damn impressive, and hopefully you've enjoyed it thus far. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to slay the living shit out of some Imperials, take Whiterun, and then after that we'll end this video, because I'm pretty sure you people at home or people or persons watching this video has better things to do than watch a cringy dipstick talk about the lore of Skyrim and his own personal opinion of. Then again, my family history is tied to the Confederate side of things during the American Civil War, so I can relate to almost every situation that I brought up, and relate to the Stormcloaks in that instance. Oh hell yeah, we're gonna get some catapult action. That's great, man. That's why this game is so fantastic.
But no! We are farmers! We are craftsmen! We are sons and daughters of shopkeepers, maidservants, and soldiers! We are the sons and daughters of Skyrim! And we have come this far because our cause is true, because we fight as one, and because our hearts are bursting with anger! What we do here today, we do for our country, for all the true Nords of Skyrim. Whiterun's walls are tall, but they are old and crumbling, like the Empire whose legion lines them. They've barricades to block us, but we'll tear through them, and the Imperials behind them. Our objective.
Alright, come on, Galmar.
Everyone on me.
You know.
Show these Imperial milk drinkers what true Nords look like.
Well, Imperials, you should have let the Stormcloaks and the Nords have their religion. on their faith and let's go, you Imperial bastards. Oh shit, that's White Run Guard. I do my best to try not kill them because they're just White Run Guard, you know. Alright, White Run Guard, my fight's not with you. So I'm actually gonna go out my way to avoid those guys. Because that's how I would even operate that situation in real life. If I happen to be invading a White Run. Oh, there's an Imperial. Came a long way just to die. Dude, I totally forgot where to go. Do you have any septums? Nope. Okay. Oh shit. Gotta heal up. Ah, you Imperial dog. You lobster back. Where's y'all, bro? Bulgrove the Great. Greater to surrender. Where are you going? Where are you running? Barely missed them. And that's another thing about this Stormcloak Imperial situation. There's no amount of dealing or soul selling that you could do to betray your faith. Like, no matter what the situation or who your enemy is. Oh, God. Okay, maybe we're not supposed to go that way. Of course I'm wearing Imperial armor still. Hey, it's heavy armor and it's the only armor I got. Plus, if you kill these guards, you get a bounty to Whiterun. So that's another reason why you try and avoid killing the Whiterun guard. Ouch, you turd. Yeah, that's why you let all your allies kill the Whiterun guard. Let's go! Yeah, I ain't touching you guys.
For that, don't you think? Stay back, Lord. I'll be damned if I let this rabble take my city without raising my own sword.
Protect the Jarl with your lives!
Hawks of the Empire! I'll mount your head on my wall! For the Emperor!
Fine, get out of the way, Whiterun guard.
That's your best. Enough.
Can I have your steel plate armor, please?
I surrender. I surrender. Peace! Everyone stand down. That's an order. Stand down!
Algrove! Fignar Greymane. Your family was noticeably absent from the walls. Now I know why. Wouldn't the dagger in the back have sufficed?
Well, why would they fight for the Battleborns that, you know, sold their son to the Thalmor to be tortured?
You have no place in Whiterun anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Convenient position to hold now. But mark my words, old man. In the days to come, Ulfric will spread his rebellion thin. And what then? We need the Empire as much as it needs us. We Nords are the Empire.
Oh,
our blood built
what happened?
Our blood sustains it.
What happened?
You, of all people, should know that.
What
Oh,
happened?
shut up.
This was my empire. I'd
Oh,
be able to worship
what happened?
whoever I damned well pleased. You wish to see an empire without Talos? Without
Fair
its
point, Creamy.
soul? We should be fighting those witch elves, not bending knee to them. The Emperor is nothing more than a puppet of the Thalmor. Skyrim needs a High King who will fight for her. And Whiterun needs a Jarl who will do the same.
Tell me, Vignar, was all this worth it? How many of those corpses lining our streets wear the faces of men who once called you friend? What about their families?
Enough! Both of you!
It's kind of bullshit for Jarl Bolgruff to bring that up when it's his and the Empire that has been turning people over again to the Thalmor to be tortured and murdered. So he can't really play the moral game there by saying, how many of these people called you friend?
Over.
How many people called you king and Jarl that you sold them out to the Thalmor to be tortured and friggin' killed?
You'll all come to regret this day.
Yeah, shut the hell up. Oh, get out of the keep.
Get over to Vendel. Tell Ulfric of our victory here.
Get the fuck out of here. Alright, do I have any crap to disenchant? I do. Oh, can't disenchant those, can't. Alright. God, my guy looks like a freak. Alright, so we'll run our happy asses back.
I'm pretty sure I killed more than you. I was counting.
Plus, you have to remember the start of Skyrim. The Empire was willing to just murder you for guilty of association. So that's another reason why I picked the Stormcloaks, because it would defy common sense to side with the people who weren't going to show you any mercy and execute you, regardless of innocence or guilt. And most civil wars are pretty shitty. Let's say that. But then again, if one side is, you know, oppressing and tyrannizing another over their own way of life, then it's an impasse.
Rorikstead's a nice enough little hamlet with a boring posting for a car. It's a dragon.
How much gold do I have? Ooh, only 1,000? Shit. Let's go tell the news to the true king of Skyrim. And that's pretty dirty of the Empire or the Imperials to sell out Skyrim and the Nords to the Thalmor for gold. That's another reason why the Stormcloaks and the Nords are pissed off, because, you know, they fought the hardest for the Empire, only for them to betray them.
They're reforming at dawn.
Betray them and sell out their section of the country just so the Empire could have peace. So it wasn't even for the sake of the Nords or Skyrim as a whole.
Keep your eyes open.
Okay, yeah. Get out of my way.
The Empire thinks it holds Valkyrie from us, but the souls of Skyrim's bravest are buried there and will fill our hearts and strengthen our blades. Go with the gods.
Okay, is this glitched?
I killed Toruk to prove our wretched condition. How is the High King supposed to be the defender of Skyrim if he can't even defend himself? Indeed, Elisif has become Jarl of Solitude. Historically and conveniently home of the High King, backed by Imperial interests. But the Moot has not yet met to name her High Queen. And they won't. Not as long as I have any say in it. There hasn't been a true High King in Skyrim for generations. For too long, he's been handpicked by the Emperor, and given emphatic nods by milk-drinking Jarls addicted to Imperial coin. It's time we had a real High King, one of our own making.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that opinion. I wouldn't.
Be careful out there. I'm not sure why Tullius is wasting his time trying to take Winterhold from us. But if he wants to throw his men away, the Imperials have already dug into Whiterun. We'll wrest it from them soon enough. We must.
Alright, maybe I'm supposed to go back to Whiterun and finish the...
Everything all right?
So it's glitched out a bit.
Watch yourself out there.
Okay, let's try it one more time. Maybe... And if it doesn't work this time, I'll just end the video there and pick it up.
We should take Yarmarch. It'll be an important pressure point on the Imperials. We'd be within spitting distance of the capital.
Okay, so I guess it's glitched. And I'll figure out a way to fix this for next week's video. And I'll see you guys next time. And thanks for watching Let's Play Skyrim number 4. And again, like, I have to apologize because I've been playing this like crazy in streams and off screens and streams and video. Just because it's a new character, I have to play it. So anyways, drop a like, drop a dislike, comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. God bless us. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you next time.